Californian in the Philippines for a fiesta. So I speed over to Batangas for my aunt's promise of noise and excitement. But at the arrival of silence, my family and I discovered too late that the festival had passed. So I restart my adventures here, in Lipa City, Batangas, and the Mist Festival. The moving images of blue skies and green pastures was a heavenly break from the city lights and traffic jams of Metro Manila. And upon the arrival of a guilt-ridden aunt, I assured her that the 3-hour drive would still be worth it. Her backyard alone sparked my intrigue and curiosity. Like these little green guys, called kamiyas, the secret weapon for a local dish called sinigang. It's a sour yet savory soup. To combat the disappointment, my aunt laid out a meal worthy of a festival, with freshly cooked crispy noodles, grilled chicken and rice, not to mention the desserts, which is always my favorite part of any meal. But before we set off for my uncle's tour of Lipa City, he gave us a view of his vintage Toyota that had photo op written all over it. After we stacked ourselves into a van, we ended up unloading at a historical landmark of Lipa. My eyes were drawn immediately to this fountain as I entered, imagining how many wishes and hopes were laid here over the years. This photo tells the most prominent story of this house. It's the first love of the Philippines' national hero, Jose Rizal. These walls carry the history and memories of the past, a glimpse of times past that you can't feel in a book or a photograph. The House of Segunda is living history that you can walk through, sit in, and touch on how life was lived during the old times. And with the original family still maintaining the house, you can get a free tour and share all the intimate moments with the people who were raised there. Marion Orchard. We nearly passed this place until my blood-curdling yell to stop had our driver's foot slam on the brakes. But it was worth the minor whiplash and 50-cent entrance fee, because what we discovered was like a painting come to life. They had passageways that made you feel like an action hero, and ivory creatures preserved to guard over the land. And the living ones, like this guy, who I named George, is a monkey of curiosity, who, by the way, loves any attention sent his way. But the best part is this. Right up these stairs, and at the last step to the top, the reward is Lipa City. When we reached the waterfront of Lipa after the orchard stroll, I found an opportunity of a lifetime. Touch a carabao. Well, until flashes of gored bullfighters that you see on TV flooded my head. But the fear of being punctured didn't stop me from getting a photo out of it. And with the memory captured on a photograph, my family and I headed over to do what we know best, which is eat. This local eatery is called Lomi House, which deals strictly with noodles. This meal here is called guisado. It's built out of 3 types of noodles, sauteed in garlic, soy sauce, and caramelized onions. But if you can't choose from which bowl of noodle to get, then get it all in guisado. But my motto is always to try out the specialty, which is a lomi, a bowl of wide noodles and thick chicken broth and scrambled eggs, and a squeeze of local lime. The Lomi House definitely hit the spot. After the full day of touring, nothing beats a good meal under good company. Before we hit the road, we roamed the streets for something to cool us off. So we raised our cones, toasted to a great getaway, then headed back home. I never got the noise and excitement promised from a festival in Batangas, but what I received instead was something more permanent. I got to experience the history from intimate stories, views at new reaches, and more importantly, I got to live out all these great moments with the people that I love most. I'm Celine, a Californian born in the Philippines, renewed and inspired by the beauty of Lipa City, Batangas.